Alright, in this clip, I'm just kind of messing around here in my studio. I wanted to point out the importance of constantly drawing, and when you're rusty, what do you do? Well, I'm a little rusty right now. I didn't draw as much as I normally do in between semesters, and we're already well into the spring semester, and it's already week 3 in my continuing education classes and week 5, I believe, in my undergrad classes. So there I am, and I'm trying to do these demonstrations in class, and I'm rusty, and I'm a little bit crashing and burning on some of this. And I look back on some of my pads that I had in my locker from the previous semester, I was like, whoa, I really got to get back on track here. So how do you quickly get back on track? And I know for those of you who have purchased my DVDs, I say over and over again in the DVDs that half of drawing is not what you know. It's really, well, most of drawing is your eye-hand coordination, and I'd say that's 50% of it, and the other 50% is your knowledge. So the way that sometimes I get back right into drawing is I'll take a photograph like this and I'll just draw it freehand, and I will so not get caught up with it being perfect, because the second that I get caught up with it being perfect, then I'm going to start getting frustrated. So you just kind of want to make it happen naturally, and don't worry about it if it's not perfect. You know, it's just you alone in your studio, and you're drawing, and you're really trying to get back that eye-hand coordination. Yeah, so a key word that I keep saying to my students that I have this semester a lot in the beginning stages, and from like week 1 to week 4, is scribble. So you can see over here what I'm doing is I'm scribbling, and I'm getting, you know, my fingers warmed up, and I'm just kind of scribbling in some tone, and it's really helpful for you to draw with line and with tone. So once you just kind of tackle any photograph that you have, preferably a photograph that is not taken with flash on the camera. You know, I don't know what kind of photographs that you have access to, but there's like a lot of sites out there that have them, and I'll be putting more photographs on photo CDs on my site soon as well. But you know, you just want to grab a photograph, one that does not have flash from a camera, because that is front light, and front light is the absolute worst light to draw from. You want to have form light, and this is form light on this photograph because the light and the shadow are happening at the plane shift where the front meets the side, so it shows optimum form. And so just, you know, do an initial line drawing just on the contour, and boy oh boy, this is like really in your face, and you know, you might get frustrated and you'll be like, oh my god, I can't do this, and this is actually really frustrating me. But you know, do it on a bunch of photos, because believe it or not, this is awesome, again I'm going to say it, in your face kind of practice. And you know, you get in that line and you try to do that quick like little line drawing, and you make it exactly the way it would look. You know, you're looking at the negative space as you're drawing, you're glancing at like some measurements, like I'm looking at that negative space like right over here, and I'm trying to draw this like really fast. I'm looking for like this quick like little gesture thing, which foot is which, you know, toes are going to be lower than the other. So I'm basically what I'm doing here is I'm live drawing from this photograph, and just going back to this contour. Now this is really not a great way to draw. See how I'm drawing over here? Extremely flat. I'm not rolling into the form. I mean, it's a photograph that does not have a ton of information on the interior of it anyway, because it's not taken with a great camera. But you know, this is not how you want to draw in live class, but for practicing at home and getting your eye-hand coordination back, not the end of the world that you don't roll your line into the form. The point here is just to draw and to scribble and to do like some tone and get those fingers warmed up and look at the negative space like I said. So I'm just coming on in here and I'm scribbling and I'm trying to get this shadow shape in, and yeah, just move around the drawing like a Ferris wheel. Don't get stuck in like one area, and I'm using a coal erase. People ask me this all the time. The pencils that I mainly use for the people who haven't purchased my DVDs are coal erase, and they're put out by Prismacolor, and they're basically just a waxy type of colored pencil that you could erase. Okay, I use them, and I use any type of B pencil, but right now today here, for this like little kind of Scribble tutorial here, I'm just using a coal erase, what they would call Verithin, which is just like a little thinner, and I'm just using a very smooth Bristol paper. Basically I just grabbed whatever was in my studio, and I'm planning these ebooks, and I'm just, you know, getting my eye-hand coordination back up to speed, and I'm drawing, and I'm like, why not just kind of film my warm-up? So, you know, again, I've said some of this stuff multiple times on these clips, and I really don't keep too much track about what I say on all the clips. Like, they're just random clips sometimes. So, you know, just scribble. That's the key word, and let's leave it at that.